So this Stormy sky was working out really well. And then he did this thing where he flicked the brush up to make streaks here or whatever, and then it filled in, and mine didn't fill in, doesn't look that great. But if you're wondering what this yellow stuff is, that's masking fluid I put on. So I will paint the greenness of Max on the big body first, and then I will well, first I will take the masking fluid off from around here that I put so that that wouldn't seep into the green where I want the green. And then, so I'll take that off, and I'll be careful not to take it off the branch and her hands and her beak and her eyes. And so I'll do the green, and then I'll do the branch, and then I will take off the masking fluid and then do the branch. And then I will leave the masking fluid on the hands while I do that. And then I'll take it off there, and then I'll do the rest. So that's how I'm going to do that. So I'm working from Watercolour Secrets, and I have to use a lot of masking fluid because it's no secret that I am not good at doing skies yet. So I managed to get the first one to work out, and then I tried this one. I drew out my I used tracing paper, so I drew out my Cuban night anole and the passion flowers and the leaves and the thing that he's sitting on. Well, it was a piece of driftwood. Anyway, but I didn't work from a photo. That's what he used to sit on. I don't even know if I have pictures of him on my passion flower thing, but I'll talk about that later, I guess. Anyway, so I made his nose a little bit too pointy because I'm just going from memory from over 20 years ago. And then I tried to do the sky, and I ended up with streaks. It wasn't even running down properly in the sky. And I mean, granted, I am using dollar store paint, so you can see sometimes the pigments, they don't mix well and stuff. And anyway, but I'm just learning, so why not use the dollar store stuff? So I tried putting on the cloud, the gray and the other colors in there, and then not only did it run a little bit, I was trying to do the rain one, and not only did it run a little bit, but it was running in big streaks, and here it was just like globbing down, like big long, and I was like, oh no. So I used the paper towel to kind of keep it from all getting down. And now I think I'll be able to salvage this, though. I'm going to try to paint it again. We'll see how it works tomorrow morning. So I'm going to try to do the this stormy sky, and then I'm going to put just a little streak of gray down here to run into the sky, and we'll see if that works out. If it doesn't, well, I'm just learning. So I'm going to talk about movies after James's dinner. So this is butternut squash and some peas and veggies and stuff, and this got top of the stack. This was awesome. Escape at Dannemora. And the brothers Grimsby got the second in the stack, and that was, I've seen it before, but I'd forgotten, like, I guess it's been long enough, I'd forgotten a lot of the jokes, and so I really enjoyed it. And Haunted Mansion, Disney's got the bottom of the stacks. It really wasn't that good. So James managed to miss me while he ended up, I knew he was here. I went to the library and knew he was here because he had left some dishes, because I've been feeding him, you might have noticed on the deck tonight, feeding him on old paper plates and stuff like that, because I don't have, he takes the dishes away when he goes back to his house a lot of the time, and he doesn't bring them back, so I don't have anything to give him. And I'm not giving I have one bowl and one plate that I'm keeping for me, because I don't know well, I know it wouldn't come back if I left it up to James. So anyway, I'm really enjoying doing this. This is a lot of fun. Like, I know my drawings aren't totally accurate and stuff like that, because I'm just working from memory. like, I don't know if I have a picture of Maxie's about to scratch her head, you know, and once I'm done, you'll see. It's like, well, if you have a parrot, you'll know. They probably do the same sort of thing. Maxie goes, scratch my head, you know, scratch my head. And so every time I'd see her. And then if I stop, scratch my head. You know, she wanted it. She didn't actually say scratch my head because she didn't speak English, but it was very obvious what she wanted. So anyway, that's what she's doing in that picture. And that picture of my Cuban Nightingale Blue, he used to sit in my mom's dining room where the patio doors are, and I had a big passion vine that was about maybe about as tall as me, 5 foot something. And so it was passion vines, it was Passiflora caerulea, and they were all wound around this metal cylinder wire. And then I had driftwood on the top, and that's where he stayed. He just sat there. That's the awesome thing about if you have a pet Cuban Nightingale, if you give them the tallest plant in the room, they're not going anywhere. Give them a perch. Like my ex, he kept his in a big tree, a Benjamina ficus, and his didn't leave. They just stayed right there. And when they decided to lay eggs, it was in the pot. You knew where they were. It's because they didn't want to go anywhere else. That was their tree. So it's really cool. You don't actually need an enclosure for them. They don't want to be in a tank or anything like that, and they don't need to be, because you just have a plant for them, and that's where they want to stay. So you just have to, like, they drink from licking off water off the leaves, so you just go and you miss the plant a couple times a day. The plant's happy with it, and so are your Cuban Nightingales. They get the water that they need. So it's great. They're awesome pets to have that way. They're very peaceful to watch because they don't really do much. They like to have you around, it seems, and they're very friendly lizards. So they're certainly, and they're very quiet, unlike parrots that are deafening to keep. So I plan to have a parrot when I am old and deaf. I gave Maxie away to an old deaf woman who'd had parrots in the past, or a parrot in the past. So she knew how to take care of a parrot, and she was already deaf. So I thought it was a match made in heaven. It just worked out, you know, as Max was stressful to have around. Anyway, I finished another thing of almond butter, and that's how I eat it. Apples and almond butter. A lot of, well, I've already eaten 15 apples today. It's just I'll do some art and I need a break. Eat some apples and almond butter and then get back to it. Right, so. But I watched this last night, and in the middle of the night when I woke up, and yeah, it was directed by Ben Stiller, and I think I saw produced also by him. And wow, great cast: Benicio del Toro, Patricia Arquette, and Paul Dano. And yeah, they did a great job. Everyone did a great job in this movie. It's based on a true story. I should say it's from 2018. I don't know why I hadn't heard about it. It's 7 hours, 23 minutes long. So a great thing to watch while you're drawing a parrot on your canvas, and or on your piece of watercolor paper or whatever, or anyway. But it's great to watch even if you don't have something else to do like that, because it is worth it. It's a story about David Sweat and Richard Matt, who did a 2015 escape from prison in upstate New York. I wrote it down on my card so I wouldn't forget their names. Yeah, it's incredible. I guess it hadn't been done in 100 years or more or something. I didn't write that part down. So I even watched them extras that they had, the special features, because it's just amazing. And of course, the people that they got to star as the prison men are more attractive in the movie than they are in real life. But yeah, it's incredible the way that they tell the story. Like, you might be looking at it and go, oh, well, Richard Matt is such a lazy guy, you know. He tells David Sweat, you know, do you want to be in on my plan to escape? Like, I'm just using the secret, you know, from like the Oprah and whatever. I visualize myself standing on the street outside of the prison, and I know that I'll be there, kind of thing, right? And he kind of gets David Sweat in on that too, thinking that way. Like, in the end, he's like being, I guess, interviewed by somebody in